Ride-sharing app Uber is about to test out a new service that allows users to split the cost of ride by carpooling with strangers. Uber Pool is launching in Sydney next week and could come to Perth if those trials are successful. Let's see what our Pulse guests think of the idea. Joining us this afternoon is Nick Hayes from Media Stable and PR guru Meg Coffey. Hi, guys.
Hello.
G'day, Jerry.
Welcome. Nick, you first. Would you give it a go, or does the idea of sharing with strangers put you off a bit?
Jerry, I think I might be the only Australian that doesn't have an Uber account.
What?
So I've never actually been... Oh, I've been in one, but I've never paid for it. But the idea of jumping into a car with someone who I don't know, and not that we know taxi drivers, is quite frightful. But then finding other people in the back seat, I think that's just frightening.
OK. Well, I guess you're not one for riding public transport then.
No, not really.
Meg, critics say users will have to walk further and wait longer if they are carpooling. Given that, is it worth the discount?
I don't know. I've done it in San Francisco and I've done it in a couple other places in the US. You do have to wait longer because you're not going directly where you want to go. So in that regard, no, not worth the discount because I want to get there. And I, too, am not a fan of strangers in the car. However, how do you not have an Uber account?
Yeah.
Like,
how's that,
Nick? Private driver?
No, I think the revolution's going to come. The Uber's going to fall over. Google won't work anymore. It's we're going to go back to 1950s.
No.
Oh, my goodness. So what,
No.
you just call for the cabs then, do you?
I do. I call for the cab, and I talked to
It
Mario.
shows up 3 hours later.
No, they work more efficiently now because everyone's using Uber.
Very
Okay.
good. All right, moving on. French President Emmanuel Macron has announced that school will be compulsory for all children from age 3 as part of his plans to shake up the education system. He says it's to fight inequality with more low socioeconomic families not sending their kids to preschool. Meg, is this a good idea, or should we let kids be kids?
Well, I mean, they're not going to, like, year 12 level of education in primary school. They're, they're playtime. It's a bit of organized playtime. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's interesting that they were looking at, there's the majority of French that are already going to primary school, so it's not affecting that many people. I don't see any problems with it. I think the sooner we start education, the better.
Yeah, it's good for socialising too,
Yeah.
and working mums. Nick, 3 is very young to be going to school.
I think it's a little too young, Jerry.
Right.
I think it's a little too young. And look, it is way... we're putting them in a position where parents can't be parents. Now, I know there'll be a few parents watching today that'll go, yeah, send them at 2, send them at 1. But, look, let parents be parents. Let's hope that... give them more time to be parents and enjoy that time, because they're going to be kids and not want to hang out with you for much longer. So let parents be parents.
But be parents in the evening.
No, be parents all the time. Jeez, it's a special moment. It's a special time.
Right, all right. Last question, guys. A teenager is copying it on social media for uploading photos of her 16th birthday gift from her mother on Twitter. My goodness, the US teen posted a thank you to her mum for her white Range Rover, only to spark a flood of comments online. Lucky for some. Twitter users are saying she's part of a generation of young people who don't understand the need to work hard in order to earn rewards. What do you think?
Oh, look, my first car was a Ford Cortina station wagon, and I would have taken a photo of it and put it up on Twitter, but back then phones only, that made phone calls, didn't take photos, and there wasn't this social media thing. Look, it's not a good thing. I think that people being mean to her, it's too bad. It's a white Land Rover. She should be getting a tennis racket and going to tennis in that white Land Rover.
I'm sure wealthy kids got good presents back in the day. They just couldn't put it online.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Meg, given that she has been slammed online, is it fair or does she deserve it?
Every single girl in my high school got a brand new BMW, but me. I got a used one, but still, I don't see what the outrage is. This has been going on for a very long time. Just as you said, Jerry, we didn't have social media before. Look, if her parents want to give it to her, by all means, give it to her. I think you're setting yourself up for expectations later in life. How do you appreciate things as a grown-up? And you have to, understand where the money comes from. But if her parents want to give it to her, it's a car. Just get over it.
Don't put it online. I mean, you're only just opening yourself up for abuse. I mean, seriously.
They're going to see it when she drives to school the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let her. There's bigger problems in the world. What about the cricket?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good points from both of you. As always, that's all we have time for, though. Nick and Meg, thank you for taking the pulse with us.
Thanks,
Jerry.